Question: what is the meaning of present moment? Answer: so if you take the world in like US, Europe, Canada and many other countries, there are lots of places to practice meditation. There are thousands of places, but almost all the center shows don't go to the past, don't go to the future, try to keep your mind in the present moment. So they have themselves in breathing exercise, maybe they get them have a word, sometimes they use walking. What they tell is, whatever comes to your mind, put it side and focus on what you're doing right now. If I tell simply, and that is what the world is doing, most of the people right now. Even right now, thousands of people trying to get rid of ideas about the past, get rid of the future and trying to focus on the present moment. Even though their mind go to past, even though they are creating their future ideas about dreams, expectation, it is something like this. There is a ground in the grass. Is there in a ground? So you traveling forward and backward, you goes many times that path, then you create a good path. Not only when you go back and forward for many times, then this path much clear. To your one side is the past, the other side is the future. Back and forward path you traveling, that is the present moment. Let's say you went to the grass ground, then you come back to the line. So that is the most of people trying to do. When they go to the past, they come to the present moment. And that is what they're trying to do. There is nothing wrong with that practice. Once they are doing that practice, it brings great deal of calmness in their mind. When you do that even more and more, the calmness will you feel higher. So let's say that you come across different problem in your family, in your workplace, when you face different responsibilities, when you have those kind of problem, then the grass will cover you path because you can't travel at that moment. So then your mind will be at a stress. It is a temporary solution. I am not trying to teach that. So the thing I am going to tell you, don't have to practice this. What you have to do, you have to understand this only thing, that there is understanding. So what I am trying to teach you, find out what really is your past and what we tell us past from right now, from your moment of birth. Thing that you did is your past. So I can ask you, remember about your school life or remind your mother. So remember amount where your mother shouted at you. Remember a moment where your mother telling good things about you. So those things we remember the time. So then we say my mind went to the past. So that is how normally tells. So when our mind goes to those things, it doesn't matter much. So let's say past incident, I was criticized where I was blamed by someone amount. Where are you faces loss? So most people, they only live actual present moment. They live on past moment that they have. So then you are traveling, maybe your mind went to your house that you stay in, maybe how your children, you are driving some vehicle, but your mind is some other thing. So then they get afraid, thinking my mind went to the past. That's how we think. But what I am trying to say is there is a bit of misunderstanding. Their mind does not travel to the past. Then what happened there? Your mind has different memories. So for example, we take photos from our phone. If I want, I can scroll down and look at these photos. So likewise, there are thousands of photos stored in our brain memory. So sometimes the sensation that you feel when you get in birth, like when you get in birth, those things are also in your memory. So like we are taking photos out of this phone and looking at it, our mind sometimes, all the times, it comes of quite different thing. So then your mind cheating you, saying, okay, my mind went to the past. In reality, the mind does not travel to the past. What happens is, to the surface of your mind, you get a memory. So the memory comes in your mind that happening. So what our mind say, okay, I am into the past. That is the past. So our mind give life of memory. So let's say someone blames, say, you are cow and donkey. So at that moment, you will feel pain. Then when that memory comes back to your mind, you feel same pain again and again. So why you get this pain in your mind? So your mind does not show you that the memory came to your mind. Your mind shows you this is happening, same thing happened before. It's something like this. You are drawing a picture. Let's say you draw a devil, you draw the painting and then you get afraid of painting. That you are just draw what you say. If you do it, that is so foolish. There's no devil. There's just a drawing that you did. So likewise, what happened in your mind? There is a painting shows up. So your mind is the who telling you this is a devil and it's stress or afraid, our mind. But if you identify that your mind is go to the memory, for past memory from your memory book, there's nothing to be stressed doubt about. So if you somehow think this is true, this is live, if you feel live, then you will be stressed. That is the misunderstanding. There are so memory coming to your mind, you thinking it has a time frame, but there's no time frame. So the same thing happened to your future. So people imagine about their future, about their children's future, how will it happen in next year. They imagine so many things about the future. Those things you using the memory that you have, so you take this memory and create a new memory and saying it's future, so it's reality. If don't have this memory, you cannot create a future. So with the focus that I have in my phone, I can edit and create another photos by using existing photos in memory, saying in a future, but it's not future. I just did editing a photo. That is happening. That is the mechanism. But your mind is playing scam you and say, okay, is this future? So many people, they imagine about their future and they getting stressed and depressed. So if you know the mechanism, then you know there is no such a thing past or future. What happens is the mind Mind is cheating you, saying the past and future. So what the past is a misunderstand that we have our mind, the future is the same. So if you don't have past, so if you really don't have future, then there's no really have a present. So why do we trying to do live in present? You somehow living in this moment. There's no word to say that. So once you understand this mechanism behind the mind, you don't have to forceful do anything. You just realize, okay, I know what happened in there. You don't have a problem even though you have many memories past. Those things will never create stress within you. It doesn't matter how much imagine about future if there no pressure or there's nothing to do. It's something like this. I tell this example too many times. Let's say there are so many fish in the sea. So these fish are search for water. So what do I name this fish as? So how can we help them to find water? So the fish is in the sea, in water, but these fish are searching for water. So there's no such a thing as showing the fish how to find water. So we have to take rid of this misunderstand that fish as about the water. People should not try to live in the present. They have understand the concept of time. Once you understand the concept, you will understand this mind. It's very peaceful, and millions of people right now, they are depressed. All that was created by their mind. They are thinking about the past or they are thinking about the future will happen. Once you realize that is past and what is future, there's nothing for him to be afraid because time is illusion. Once you understand that your mind every calm and peaceful, so that understanding you will get it will never away from yourself. There's nothing to memorize this. You don't have to practice this. You free and that is it.